We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
Mr. Madison, what you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but...
Welcome to No Brains, No Headache Podcast, episode 243. We're back here in the studio. I'm Jordan Weichel. I'm going to be your host today. Happy to be here. Damn glad to do so. Across from me, my confidant, longtime friend, fellow comedian. Hello, the co-host, No Brains, No Headache Podcast. That's Matt Cleary. I call him Ongo. Some people call him Applesauce. How you doing today?
Good. I think this is the first time that I've had a beer before recording in probably over a year.
Well, you give away all the trade secrets right out of the gate. Yes, we had a couple beverages before this in true No Brains, No Headache fashion. So we are ready to record today. And boy, are we excited because we have a good episode for you. Like I said, it's episode 243. I got my diet soda in front of me. I got a Zin in my lip and I'm ready to go. Matt, how you feeling?
Pretty good. So funny fact about those diet sodas is I was putting two in the fridge last night after I had a couple drinks, and I put one in and then I put the other one in, and it started to roll and fell out and hit the bottom of my foot, and I have this bruise right there.
Matt bruises like a peach. This comes at no surprise.
But it hurts so much.
But please pray for Matt's health because he is ailing.
Okay. Let's party.
What do we have for the listeners, the loyal listeners at that, on today's show?
So it's no secret that you and I love the movie Varsity Blues.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, there's no secret you and I love to drink, which is true.
Yeah, also that. But I was watching Varsity Blues the other night, and one thing kind of came to mind. There's no chance that Billy Bob would be good at football.
I think he could be decent if he's able to move his weight around.
Do you want to know his measurables?
Yes, please.
5'10", 450 pounds.
Low man wins. I played football for a number of years. The rule of thumb for that one is the low man wins. So I feel like Billy Bob would do just fine. He would be better at nose tackle than right guard, I would say.
Yeah, it's like he's an all-state lineman. He's a shooting stuff and shooting his trophies when he gets upset, and I was like, there's no chance that Billy Bob would have been
he
good.
Gets upset? You mean when he's whiskey drunk?
Well, yeah.
You're just firing a shotgun on the local football field?
Yeah, I mean, it's great, but
laws don't apply in West Canaan, Texas. In West Canaan, Texas, football is a way of life.
But what are the chances that they have two all-state quarterbacks on their team?
Well, you don't know until you have to go to the backup. I mean, Paul Walker was just getting plowed by that hot cheerleader. She quickly moved on, so his life really got turned upside down quick after an ACL when they were injecting him with the needle prior to the game.
I was saying that history always repeats itself, too, because, what's-her-face in Varsity Blues who does the whipped cream?
Miss Davis.
Yeah, no, that's the stripper/teacher, which might be the first time I've ever said that in my entire life.
Hot take, not really. Pretty decently mild temperature take. Miss Davis, great cans.
Oh no, that's not even close to a hot take. That's a cold take.
Matter of fact, first ever No Brains, No Headache award in a while. Cans of the week go to Miss Davis.
Okay, yeah, that's the best is when they see her at school the next day. They're like,
Miss Davis, we go, Brahma.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't remember what else I was going to say about that movie. Oh, yeah. So, what's her face that does the whipped cream bikini? Like, history always repeats itself because now she's in the show Landman, and she shows her knobs.
Really?
Yes. And
we'll have to tune in.
It's a great show, actually. But yeah, everyone's like, whoa, yeah, like, I think it's something Taylor. It's like, oh, yeah, she's back. And it's like, I feel like she hasn't been gone.
Well, I'm also not only the host today, but I'm also the producer. We're going to get down to the bottom of this because we like to fact check ourselves. Ellie Larter.
Okay, so I was not
She
even
plays
close.
Darcy Sears. That makes a lot of sense. Amy Smart really getting a leg up in the Hollywood scene with Varsity Blues, the 1999 sports drama. Scott Kahn, illustrious career after that. John Voight, what a great casting.
John Voight literally plays the exact same
Look at
character.
Billy Bob's picture. He lost some pounds.
Oh yeah, he went
Is he
from
dead?
500 pounds to lost all the weight, and then I think he might be dead.
There's a chance he's dead. Jesse Plemons on the scene early. Feel like he had a cup of coffee after that.
Look at Moxon's brother. It's just his high school yearbook photo.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, we could go through the cast of Varsity Blues all day here.
It's great.
Young deputy number 2. He's just shirtless in American flag apparel, apparently.
Yeah, but I was just gonna bring it up because I love Varsity Blues. I know you do too, but a lot of holes in it. No chance that Billy Bob's good at football.
And we got the NFL draft coming up, so it's good to get the measurables ahead of time. Really see what we're working with as far as wingspan, 40 times, things of that nature. They definitely apply to us normal humans.
What do you think you'd run the 40 in?
Oh, man. Sub 5? Just kidding. I have terrible hips. Sub 6.
Yeah, and I would think I would be like 5.8.
I would say let's do a no brains, no headache 40-yard dash, but people have done that
Let's
before.
go to the local elementary school, forget the stopwatch, and then just go to a local bar.
Like we normally do. But hey, we're here for episode 243. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you're watching us on YouTube. That seems to be the hot ticket. You can see what our studio looks like. Watch Matt and I go back and forth for about 60 minutes.
Yeah, subscribe, rate, review, do all the things on YouTube. It's fun.
Matt, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the show. What do we have?
I came up with this idea, and it's pretty much like having an assistant. Like if I ever make so much money that I don't know what to do with, I just want a life caddy.
Can I be your life caddy?
I don't make enough money to pay you.
No, in this hypothetical situation.
Yes.
Actually, I don't want to. Can I just be your friend that mooches?
Yeah,
Already kind of doing that, but
and that's fine. But like, I just want like, and when I say life caddy, I mean, as in the sense in Happy Gilmore when he gets his first caddy and he's like, just make sure I don't do anything stupid.
I'm already your life caddy, brother. Hate to break it to you.
I just want someone to be like, follow me around and be like, oh, Matt, taxes coming up. I got that for you. And be like, sweet.
How are your taxes coming along?
Not great. I think I'm going to do them next week.
Okay. Yeah. A little buzzer beater action.
Yep.
I'm going to do them as well. I have to crunch the no brains, no headache numbers. Not really looking forward to it, but the good part is we actually don't make a whole lot of transactions. Usually a lot around show times, which is really nice. We do have a show later. I'm not going to promote it because this will be out after the fact.
Yeah.
But the show went really well, in case anybody was wondering.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I crushed. And coming from me, I always say I do bad. So I did really well. Got a lot of laughs. My mom left early, but that's fine.
What can you do? I don't know. I think I would probably agree with you there. If I just had way more money than I knew what to do with it, yeah, I would definitely hire some sort of assistant of some sort. And really that assistant is just going to be like, here's the deal. I put my laundry in the washing machine. Then I put it over to the dryer. I'm going to leave the folding up to you.
Yeah. Well, it's the slippery slope that everyone's been on is like, if you lived in the 1800s, would you have slaves? And I was like, it's a tough question because I don't like to do anything myself.
I'm going to go ahead and not answer that question. Taking the diplomatic approach to this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would probably just like, hey, you need to drive me today. I don't want to drive.
Yeah.
Hey, book my flight for me, but like check with me. I'm going to sit right next to you as you book my flight. Not a very difficult task in general, but Just make sure the times line up.
Exactly. Like I just want someone to make sure that I'm not doing anything stupid because I end up doing a lot of stupid stuff.
I think you're fine. Do you wake up with a lot of regret every morning?
Not really, other than
You're
just
fine.
being alive. That sucks sometimes.
Kind of regret that.
Yeah, it's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, we are headed into the sunshine season, which is your time to not shine.
Reverse depression.
Yes, absolutely love it. But
Maybe I'll get out of it this year. Probably not, though.
I don't anticipate it. Hey, this summer, though, we will be having a few recordings at the old lake cabin.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, those should be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. Hopefully, we get some people to join us. You ever thought about that of, potential guests for the show? People you think are interesting and have a good story to tell or a cool life to just kind of tell us about. Or it doesn't take a whole lot to be a guest on No Brains, No Headache. But, you got to have a little something.
It also doesn't take a lot to entertain me, too. So I'll be very excited to listen to anyone.
This is true, but you think of the people who are like, oh, man, they should come on the podcast and, tell us, and they won't.
I remember, early days of the podcast, we had the captain of the U.S. bobsled team, and he was like, can you send me a list of questions beforehand? And I was like, sure.
I think we got that a lot in the early days of the podcast of, trying to prep them ahead of time, and it's like, here's the deal. We like to wing it, so just kind of be yourself and take the questions as they come.
Yeah, and it was great, but at the same point, it's like, we're going to go off kilter. We started talking about having a life caddy, and now we're talking about possibly recording up at Jordan's Lake Cabin.
Well, for larger, bigger podcasts, let's just throw some names out there, hypothetically. Like a Joe Rogan or a Theo Vaughn. Do you think that they pursue people to come on their podcast, or do people pursue them to go on their podcast, or maybe a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I'd say it's more them, and I think that they get the conversation started, and then they're like, oh, you'd like to come on? Here's my assistant.
I feel like it's got to be a yes every time. It's like a Girl Scout selling cookies.
Unless you're...
the answer is going to be yes. It's just a matter of how much and when.
No one's not going to go on Joe Rogan's podcast unless you're Kamala Harris.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't want to get too political here. But what else do we... We're going to roll through it today. We are just blasted through it. I was talking to somebody the other day, and... they said they had just gotten back from vacation. I said something about you had to post all your pictures from vacation. And they told me that they don't post pictures on social media when they leave town because apparently people go rob your house when you're gone. Which begs the question, what kind of friends are you what kind of friends are you with on Facebook and hang out with?
To be fair, we had a friend that was gone and we were trying to break into his house.
But I told him that the very next day, and I had a good kind of excuse, and he just said, check the side door, it's probably unlocked.
Yeah, there's a lot of NFL players, I know it happened to Joe Burrow this year, that...
A little bit different than the average citizen who lives in fucking North Dakota. Just a touch different.
But he was on an away game and someone broke into his house because they knew he was going to be gone.
Maybe the NFL shouldn't have posted that.
Maybe they should just be a surprise schedule every week. Be like, where are they at? It's like, we go to San Francisco.
We're in San Francisco. Yeah, what kind of friends are you surrounding yourself with? And maybe they're not friends per se, but if you're hanging out, if you're associated with a group of people who will see that you're on vacation because you posted it to your Facebook, your Instagram, what have you, and they say, hey, you know what? It's time to go break into their house. Maybe you need to surround yourself with some better people. That's just life advice here on No Brains, No Headache. I don't know what else to say, but this person told me that, and I was flabbergasted. I didn't know what to say.
Honestly, if I leave town and you want to break into my house, go for it.
Just don't touch the studio.
Yeah, well, we'll lock that. But
Can we lock that?
yeah, I got keys.
From the inside?
No, from the outside. I got keys for it.
We've had keys for the podcast studio this whole time.
Yeah, they're somewhere up in my junk corner.
We are approaching 5 years, which is a pretty impressive feat. So stay tuned on the details announcing the celebration of that. We're going to have a good time. Probably going to buy you a beer, and I am excited. It's always cool to like hit milestones like that, whether it's hundreds of episodes or just the annual yearly review. This is the longest job I've ever held in my entire life. What does that say?
It's a third for me. I've only had like 2 jobs my entire life.
This is true. Matt is a hard-working man.
I feel like it's just a lot to get another job. So,
Well, moving on.
I got into an awkward situation this week.
Shocked.
It's the classic, like, when's the baby due? And she's like, I'm not pregnant. I ran into a girl that I knew, and I, with the most confidence in the world, said, congrats on the engagement.
Wait, can you replay that for me real quick?
I ran into a girl that I knew.
Okay.
And I was fully convinced that she got engaged. And so as she's walking by, I said, congrats on the engagement.
That is just a rookie mistake.
You blew it!
You can't assume when something that significant in the life happens. And you went out on a limb, but you were in the moment. You didn't know any better. It kind of, if anything, it just kind of spewed out of your mouth. Am I correct?
She was walking by my table in the bar, and like, I was like, oh, hey, and like went up for a high five so I don't have to talk to her very long.
Yeah. If you do the high five, that's a clear indicator. Don't talk to me for very long.
And then I was like, congrats on the engagement. And she just stops. She's like, me and my boyfriend just broke up, right? And I was like, ooh.
Man.
Like, well, look at the time. I already got my tab. I should probably head out of here,
Is that how you got out of it?
No, I was just like, well.
You should have been like, you want to get out of here?
Yeah.
Want to come home?
I was like, well, I played that well. And she's like, yeah, you did. And I was like, well,
Matt was probably like, I find you very attractive. Want to come home?
Yeah, he was pretty hot.
Well, it is 2025.
Yeah, it's but that was, I just couldn't believe that it happened.
That'll shoot down a person's confidence to the point where you won't even say anything like that to anyone for a long time.
I was fully convinced that she got engaged like literally the weekend before.
Like somebody's at a doctor checkup and the doctor's like, oh, you look pregnant. And the girl's like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, well, no, but you look pregnant.
Or the classic How I Met Your Mother is like, yeah, our mailman hates me now. It's like, why? It's like, I asked her if she was pregnant. It's like, oh, she wasn't pregnant. It's like, no, he wasn't.
Maybe in our society we should establish like forehead tattoos. Just to kind of give people the...
If you walk into a bar and you're engaged and it's been a month, you should walk in with your hand in the air showing the ring off.
Yeah, just kind of like, what's up, bitches?
Yeah, but, I mean...
Is being engaged cool?
I don't know. Not really.
I feel like the idea I get is people get engaged and then they just bitch and moan about planning a wedding for a whole year.
But then they have that, and then they get married, nothing really changed, then they have a kid, and then you're like, oh, cool, I'll never see you for the next 18 years of your life.
Yeah, usually if one of my close friends has a kid, I'll maybe shoot them a text, congratulating, but I know for sure, I'm not making the Matt mistake here, I know for sure that they recently had a child. I'll do the like, hey, congrats on the little one. And then I'll go to edit contact and down to delete contact because I'll never see them again.
Yeah, I mean, it's some point where...
When people get married and or have kids, you almost, as a single, bachelor, a single person, you almost feel guilty being like, hey, do you want to go grab a beer? And then you have to like plead with them. I'll only keep you out for 2.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah, we'll only be here for an hour. We are going to have 19 drinks in that 1 hour, though.
Apparently, it's such a crime to hang out with your old friends these days.
Yeah, it was tough. I really didn't know how to recover, and I really didn't
You
at
don't.
that point.
But you don't recover from something like that.
And I'm not trying to be awkward. I'm just a weird dude.
Sometimes in life, Matt, you don't have to try to do things. They just kind of happen naturally. And with you, an awkward situation in a bar, that just sounds like a typical Tuesday.
But then part of me, as an amateur comedian, maybe she thought I was making a joke, which, if I was, pretty good joke. Mean, but also a pretty good joke.
Yeah, maybe that's how you should have played it.
Like if I knew...
Gotcha.
Like if I knew she had just broken up with her boyfriend, and then she came in and I said, congrats on the engagement, then it's kind of funny.
Well, send her contact information my way.
Oh, that's another thing I want to bring up. I've never deleted a contact out of my phone.
Which is just wild.
Same memory for the last 15 years.
I can't go a week without doing it. It's just...
I have some people in there. It's like, who's Richie? It's like, oh, he used to buy me booze in high school. Wonder what's he up to nowadays, but...
Send him a link to the comedy show.
Oh, that's what I was doing our last show. I was like, I've sent it to 40 people. I haven't talked to them, any of them. There was just anyone that lived in town and that was in my contact list. They got a link.
Well, at least you're offering something of value.
Yeah.
You know?
But also pay me and then come watch me. Me.
Like pay you personally.
Yeah.
Not like the production.
Yeah, and then like get them in the back door.
Yeah.
And then get them in the back door.
Nice. Nailed that one. Well, Matt, you got to watch out for those awkward situations. How do you bounce back? We don't quite know. Matt, baseball is back in full swing. We've been watching it. We are Cubs fans. This is a pro Chicago Cubs podcast. I didn't really have a whole lot to talk about on this one, but the Cubs are pretty hot when they play in the United States of America.
Yeah, we're good.
How silly is it that the MLB makes two teams travel abroad? This year it was Japan to play a 2-game series, take like a week off, more than a week. You got to get acclimated to the time, got to go see all the sites, do some press, media, what have you. You play 2 games that were kind of shitty. They're at 5 a.m. Central Time. Had to wake up early for those. Woke up for the second one. Found out it wasn't on just regular cable. Went back to bed. How silly is that?
It's so dumb. They should have just been exhibition games. I'm going to save the MLB a lot of time here and just take 4 teams every year. They go to Japan for a week. They also play each other. They play some Japanese teams.
They did that.
Well, they do that. They played 2 games against Japanese teams, but like play a full like slate of. So you're still getting something out of it. You're not going there playing 10 days before opening day for 2 meaningful games that you don't know you're starting or like your 26-man roster yet.
Yeah, and I love how like the MLB is. We're trying to grow the game.
The game's huge.
Can I tell you something? Where do you think the best players in Japan go? The MLB. They already have grown the game. It is a global game. You want to impress me? Go to fucking Mars and play a game. Go to the moon for a 2-game series. I'll tune in.
Don't play games that matter when no one is ready for it. It's like a month of being at spring training. Okay, yeah, we'll play 2 games against the defending world champions.
Yeah.
That's going to go real well.
We are in Arizona just soaking up the sun. Next thing you know, we're eating sushi in Japan.
It makes no sense. They could do it full well if they want to spread the game. Send 4 teams over there with 40-plus people that they can play. They can do exhibition games against each other and against other Japanese teams. It will still sell the same amount of tickets if you send the Dodgers over there because they are obsessed with Ohtani.
Yeah, it's the Japan Dodgers, I call them.
I was listening to Ian Happ's podcast, and he was like, yeah, I was about 80% Dodgers fans. And he was asked, like, hey, what do you think the demographic was? Are they actually Dodgers fans or are they Ohtani fans? And he was like, I bet that 80% of Dodger fans over there are Ohtani fans that just so happen to be. And it's like, that's dumb. And any team you're sending over there, is just a sacrificial lamb because they get two, and it was technically 2 of the Cubs' home games this year. So they get 2 less home games to go play.
Now the Cubs are getting boned hard?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Well, you just proved my point from a moment ago that the game has grown. The best players from Japan come to the MLB.
Here's a wild idea. If you want to grow the game that's already huge in Japan and Korea, the 2 places they've gone, go to like Saudi Arabia where no one plays baseball. You probably make way more money. It would be way more fun for the players. They would probably build an entire stadium for it. Or, second idea, you go to like outskirts of Russia and build your own stadium, like Field of Dreams.
Immediately bombed.
And then, yeah. And it's like, well, the games went great after that. Russia, Ukraine got together, and let's just say we don't have to worry about demolishing the stadium anymore.
Yeah, let's just say we're halfway to a parking lot.
And we need a left-handed reliever. We left him behind.
He gave up a few runs late in the 7th, and we just kind of left him behind to fight. We traded him to the Ukraine army for a pack of Snickers, and it was a pretty good deal on our end.
Yeah, we live here now. We couldn't get out, so that's fun.
Matt, who's going to win the World Series?
Do you want to do our World Series bets right now?
Not really. I'm kind of done betting with you. I would like to just kind of pay off my debt to you and then, crisp handshake, call it even. I'm just asking you who's winning the World Series.
I was going to say, if I lose, I'll do the Forrest Gump challenge. If you lose, you owe me $11.
I don't want to do I'm not prepared. I'm just asking you who's going to win the World Series. Nobody from the AL Central. Tell you that for free.
And the NL Central, unless it's the Cubbies. I mean, I really want the Cubs to win, but just looking at how overmatched they were against the Dodgers.
The Dodgers going to repeat?
I think they're like plus 200 to repeat, which is insane for this early in the season.
Are we praying for like an Ohtani hangnail that keeps him out for like 3 months?
I mean, he's going to start pitching again. And so maybe they don't get they have 9 good starting pitchers. So he doesn't need to pitch.
I don't think he should. Watching him just absolutely send balls to the moon is way worth it.
And it's I know you have a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, but you also have 5 other guys that do that, plus 2 other guys. You have, Clayton Kershaw doesn't even sniff their top 7.
Well, I'm sad to announce I'm not playing fantasy baseball this year, so and when I mean we, I mean me and the listeners. It was not only my team, it was theirs as well. I did it for the listener, the loyal listener. Mound Dogs are no more. The dynasty has come to an end. But Matt, we switched roles, and that's what we do here on No Brains, No Headache. We just keep you on your toes. We're unpredictable, a little bit mysterious. Now Matt's playing fantasy baseball.
Yeah, for the first time in 5 or 6 years. And
how's it going so far? Team name?
I just left it. I'm kind of racist towards Yahoo Sports, but
terrific.
They made my team Matt's Fireballs.
How's that racist?
Because I'm a ginge.
Oh yeah! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Did they know? Because your name is Matt.
Yeah, I don't know, but and then my team picture is a donut. I haven't changed it at all, but team's looking good. We got Mike Trout, Cody Bellinger, PCA, Bobby Witt Jr., Aaron Nola. It's pretty stacked. I got the 2 best closers in the game are my 2 relief pitchers,
which are
Tanner Scott and Emmanuel Clase.
Yeah, I knew that.
I don't know. It's a pretty stacked team, I think.
Well, I guess we're just going to keep a close eye on
Freddie Freeman's on there.
Matt's Fireballs, the No Brains, No Headache team. We're going to take credit for it, guys. We're in this together.
But if I had to go back to who's going to win the World Series, I would say one of the New York teams.
Really?
I don't want... See, that's the thing. It's the 3 best teams are the 2 New York teams and the Dodgers, and I don't want any of... I could see the Red Sox. I would be fine with the Red Sox winning.
What about the West Sacramento Athletics?
They're so bad.
It'll be funny, though.
There's no chance. Even if Billy Bean can, somehow poop out the new Shohei Ohtani mid-season...
What about the Toronto Blue Jays?
They're bad.
What about the Arizona Diamondbacks?
They're pretty good, but their best player literally just got hurt.
Terrific.
And the Cubs went 2-2, should have went 3-1 against them. And if you do that at your home stadium to open the year, you're not going to do it.
All right. Well, it's a long season. I guess we will just wait and see what happens. Baseball's back, though, and we are fully torqued here on this side of the camera.
Oh, yeah.
You ready for your lovely and weekly segment?
Basically, our two next ones are my next segment, so we could skip to my last one.
Which is?
How long would you survive in Guantanamo Bay Prison?
Like stay alive or not get raped?
Hit me with both.
Well,
1 day for not getting raped.
do they
2
give you
days.
bed sheets there?
I think so. Or you get like, I don't know if you get bed sheets, but you get like a cot.
I'll probably just hang myself like 2 weeks in.
Pretty quickly. Like I saw.
Probably get raped 15 minutes after booking.
Yeah, it's like I walked in. The guards did it before I even got in my cell.
It's like spread your cheeks and cough. And let me show you where the wild goose goes.
What if they're like, get out of here? That's disgusting.
Oh, I got that going for me. I can't walk around naked, otherwise I might get mistaken for Sam Squanch and shot. So can't do that.
I did tell you that I got my first chest hairs the other day, and you're
That
like,
was impressive.
and you're like, yeah, me too, and you're just covered in hair.
I'm a man. Men have hair.
I don't. I'm an adolescent baby, other than my butt.
Terrific. Great visual that I have going on here. Not very long. How long would you last?
I'm gonna say 10 days. And that's if I try to stab someone and they put me in solitary confinement for 10 days, and then the person I tried to stab is killing me immediately when I get out.
Like, you know, in movies and or TV shows when it's about prison and the thing that you have to do to get respect is right when you show up, you got to go up to the biggest guy, baddest guy and just beat the piss out of him.
Yeah.
Is that real in real life? You think that happens?
I think so.
I would be so scared.
Oh, yeah. It's like, well, okay.
Do they
but
put like the tax fraud people with the other tax fraud people and the murderers with the other murderers?
No, it's
Fuck.
usually like white
I'm
collar. Like, it depends on what you do. If you stole a lot of money, but like Diddy right now is hanging out with like,
I think he's fine with getting raped.
I think Diddy
I
is.
think that's why he went.
Yeah, it's like the parties weren't big enough. So, you know what? I'm going to go into prison and, I can hang out there for a while. But I think Diddy and the guy that had the crypto scam, like
Subway spokesperson Jared.
close, but not quite. Also, I posted that clip about who would have the best podcast, and I got absolutely toasted for none of them getting out of prison this year. Which,
Jeez, it's just a hypothetical, people.
it was a hypothetical, and all of them are available to get out this year, but probably none of them are.
Okay, maybe not this year.
Yeah, and like that's what you got out of the whole
It's
conversation.
Like, are Matt and Jordan going to get their lives together this year? Probably not, but maybe in the future.
But then also one guy did bring up a good point. He's like, I'm just going to go with the one that killed Selena because she's the only one that's not a child predator. And I was like, that's the best answer anyone could have ever given.
That's pretty fair.
Yep.
That is fair. It's a good point.
You brought up TV. What have you been watching on the old television lately?
Meat Eater, Rust Valley Restores, a lot of trivia on YouTube. Nothing too special.
I started rewatching Shameless.
Oh, yeah?
And it's kind of insane the amount of tail that Lip pulls in that show.
Yeah.
Like every single chick is a 10.
Or how many times Fiona just gets...
In the first
plowed.
season, she's just getting her back blown out like daily.
People love it. Yeah. You can't deny it. People enjoy that.
I will say I do want to do this Olympics sometime is like the most hated TV show characters because Debbie in that show needs to be fired into the sun.
Yeah. Like launched.
Yeah. Like give me one of those comically huge cannons they use at circuses.
And then maybe if she does, she can watch the MLB's baseball game that they're having on the Sun.
Yeah, and eventually, the year's
That was our idea.
3024. They're going to go back into the archives of my house that have probably been hit by a meteor by now, but they could find NBNH. And like, we found this great podcast. It's two guys that we're pretty convinced have learning disabilities talk for like an hour every week, and they just kept doing it.
Over and over and over. 243 times. People still keep listening. Don't really understand that. But I probably wouldn't last very long in Guantanamo Bay. Is this part of your wait you can't do that segment?
No, that was the next one, is the two people, because there's some crazy things happening in North Dakota, and nothing really of like national importance happens in North Dakota, but we had two of the craziest things happen this week.
Let's see, I think I might have one saved. Oh, here we go. I got this first one, Matt. According to KX News, Williston man charged with 7th DUI in 12 years. A 43-year-old Williston man with his 6 DUI convictions in the past 12 years is facing felony charges after his arrest Saturday on DUI charges. How is he behind a wheel?
How do you not get felony charges after 3?
He crashed around 6:30 p.m. March 29th. He hit a fire hydrant and crashed into a light pole. It sounds like this guy doesn't have a drinking problem. He's just bad at driving.
Honestly, at that point.
The driver was still in the vehicle when officers arrived on the scene. He was, quote, extremely intoxicated.
What did you say? This was 6 p.m.?
6:30 p.m. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, yeah, that's way better. That's more understandable than if he was wasted at 6.
The officer said he noticed the odor of alcohol on the man. His eyes were bloodshot and watery, and his speech was slurred. Pretty dead giveaway. That's your run-of-the-mill, I am drunk. Refused to take a field alcohol test and was arrested. Then he refused a chemical test. After the officer obtained a search warrant to obtain a blood sample, the man refused to comply a 3rd time. He was taken to the Williams County Correctional Center on charges of actual physical control, intoxicating liquor, fourth or subsequent offense in 15 years, refusal to submit to chemical test, 4th offense in 15 years, and driving under revocation, alcohol-related. Since 2013, the driver has been convicted 6 times for driving under the influence and 9 times for driving on a suspended or revoked license. You know how we have the technology and the science to have the drug alcohol patch on you, so if you ingest any sort of drugs or alcohol, it alerts them. Why don't we, if this guy gets anywhere near more oil, it goes off.
That's insane that they just let him.
The fact that this guy was roaming the streets.
You shouldn't be able to own a car, 1, and 2, if you get caught, the second time not having a license driving, maybe prison time.
They should after the 3rd time when they let you out of jail that day, they're like, here's a bicycle. If you go 15 feet away from this bicycle at any moment, the alarm's going to go off. You literally need to sleep next to this bicycle.
Honestly, there's really no way around getting people away from that unless we had all Teslas.
Why don't we have a GPS locator on this guy so we know where he is at all times?
And at that point, you shouldn't even get the ankle one that you can remotely hide. You should have a dog collar on.
Maybe he should have a drunk support dog. Not the dog is drunk, but the dog will go berserk every time he
opens a beer,
gets near a bar.
Just keeps having to go to the hospital because his dog keeps just beating the shit out of him.
Well, April 30th, we got to tune in for the preliminary hearing.
Yeah, well, if this guy had a life caddy, that would have never happened.
As a taxpayer, I'm not really interested in giving the 6 DUI guy a life caddy so he doesn't get his 7th DUI. No, those are numbers.
He would have to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he's pretty close to having to take his shoes off to count the number of DUIs he has is insane.
Yeah. This doesn't really bode well for the image of North Dakota or Williston, for that matter.
No. But I got one that I think is even better. The mayor of Minot, North Dakota, resigned after sending a picture of his dick to the city attorney on accident.
Now, when you say on accident, can we delve into that a little bit? What do you mean by that?
He meant to send it to his girlfriend, and it was a video of his dick.
What was he doing with it? Was it flaccid or hard?
I'm assuming it's hard.
Okay.
And
good start, at least. I mean, at least it's hard.
And he realized what he did, and so he called the city attorney and said, hey, do you mind deleting the last thing I sent you without watching it? And I feel like at that point...
How do you mix up your girlfriend and the city attorney?
I hope they have a similar name, because if they don't, woof. But the guy was nice enough to just resign, because this is North Dakota, and you can do whatever you want and still be elected. And
what if they watched the video and then arrested his girlfriend for being like, good God, you banged that thing?
This guy's ugly as shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were going to send it to anyone in your phone, and you probably have 6 contacts. I have about 600 because I never delete them. I would say the city attorney would be the absolute last person that you would email a picture of your Johnson to.
When you're partaking in the sending of explicit text messages or even Snapchats, we'll throw that in here, you need to be extremely careful. You know, maybe this guy was at the bar with 7 DUI guy, and he didn't realize what he was doing because, you know, his brain wasn't processing and firing at the level a normal person's brain does. Maybe he needs to take a page out of Jordan Weichel's playbook and delete a contact or two. You know? Maybe he needs to be more mindful and take a page out of Brett Favre's playbook and say, hey, who am I sending a video of my penis to? The city attorney or my girlfriend? Why is he sending a video of that? Is their sex life not doing well?
Or it's doing extremely well.
It sounds like it's going well. I think his girlfriend needs to be charged too. We need accountability in what's going on right now. And the fact that he sent it to a city official, the attorney.
Yeah, the last person. You could have sent it to the grounds crew guy.
The attorney. Send it to the head maintenance man. And he'd probably be like, hey, you know what? I get it.
Congrats on being stacked.
Yeah. Nice dick. Now he has resigned. Maybe he should be arrested for being the mayor of Minot in the first place.
Honestly, that's maybe the best point you could have made.
The cops show up at his door, and he's like, I know, I sent a video of my dick to the city attorney. They're like, no, you ran for public office in Minot, and that is just a crime in itself.
And we have the Air Force Base close, so we're going to take up a B-52 bomber and just throw you out over Canada.
No more state fair for you, pal. Ebenezer's out the window. The drop zone, no thank you. What else? Air Force Base, don't even think about it. But you sent it to the city attorney. And yes, if you are so incapable of knowing who you're sending your text messages to, you should not be in charge of a city. You are incompetent. You are not able to do your job at a high capacity if you don't know who you are sending a video of your penis to. The citizens of Minot must be unrest. Because, is that an elected spot?
Yes.
They elected a man into the position of mayor. And he doesn't even know who he's texting. He doesn't even know how to work an iPhone. He knows how to take a video, but he doesn't know how to send a text message. Do you think he can properly run your budget? I don't think so. We should send him to Guantanamo Bay with a live feed and see how long he lasts. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
What if this news article came out that he sent a picture of his dick to the city attorney and the Oakland Raiders offered him a contract?
Locker room guy.
Yes, great guy. Hog on him, probably.
You want that guy in your locker room.
Probably just running around winning ping pong games.
And when I saw this article come out, they had a picture of him, and it was very clearly a professional photo shoot. You know, he had a big, nice smile on. He's wearing a suit. The background was blurred out. It was very edited. And now he is jobless. How do you bounce back from that? Do you think even Arby's is going to hire you?
Fun fact, the mayor is not a full-time position, so he probably has a job. Well, not anymore, but...
Regardless, how do you bounce back from such a thing? He's going to apply for a telemarketer job, and they're going to say, no way, Jose. You don't even know how to send text messages properly on a cell phone. What do you think he was doing in the video? Dare I ask? I am.
Jerking off?
Yeah, I was going to say that. I just wanted you to say that. Thank you. Thank you for taking the words for me. How long was the video, you think?
I'm going to say under 30 seconds.
Under 30 seconds. 30 seconds for the rest of your life. And now we have a man in Williston, North Dakota, getting charged with his 7th DUI, driving under the influence.
I could argue the guy in Williston has a better outlook on the future of his life than...
We have the mayor of Minot sending an explicit video of his penis to the city attorney by accident. And I am a taxpayer of North Dakota, and I take deep pride coming from this state. That's why I'd like to announce I will be moving out of the state of North Dakota by the end of the year. Thank you. Who would you rather hire, 7 DUI guy or dick pic guy?
Dick pic guy. Got the confidence.
Okay.
7th DUI guy, there's no chance he shows up for work.
If I'm in the hiring process for this made-up position, I'm asking him, can you show me the video? And if he says no, no job.
What if he's...
if he says yes, he's hired. I don't actually want to see the video. It's a test.
Maybe his dad's really rich and he's just a marketing coordinator or a communications specialist for his dad's company.
One can only hope. One can only hope. You are going to have to move across the country. You are going to have to take on a fake identity to get any sort of employment going forward. And I'm not the employment police. Trust me. If you know me, I am not the employment police. But my goodness, does he have children?
Yes.
He has children, and the kids have to live with this.
It could be worse. It could have got leaked online.
It's career day at the elementary school, and let's just say little Sally's dad isn't coming.
He comes in like Ricky Bobby's dad. It's like, I am a volunteer firefighter and an amateur tattoo artist.
Well, I feel like those are his only options at this point, and I feel like the volunteer firefighting crew probably won't take him in. I am disgraced as a citizen of North Dakota.
In Talladega Nights when he's getting kicked out of the school, and he's like, We were cellmates, Andy. You got payback coming.
So is what he did a criminal offense?
No, it's just really fucking
Are
stupid.
you sure?
No, he sent it to... Wow.
Are you sure, Matt?
Yeah, depends on if it was on city-issued devices, I feel like.
Ooh.
Because I know a lot of people...
Okay, well then if it was, why does he have the city attorney on his personal line?
Probably for off-the-cuff conversations that they don't want to have on...
So he's violating city policy.
I mean, I would do
Write
it.
that in there.
I would do it. I mean, there's a lot of city officials that they'll call you and not text you because it's not on the record then.
Yeah, he's a city officially has a boner and he sent you a video of it.
Oh, are you an official here? Because I officially have a boner.
He does. The mayor of Minot, am I correct in that?
Yeah. Fourth biggest town in North Dakota. Also, fun fact, 2 of our top 12 biggest towns are Air Force bases, so you could say things are going great.
All I'm going to do is blow up even more, so I know it's kind of a short episode. I hope you enjoyed my rant today.
It was a long one.
I take deep pride. He's going to have to move to Medora and hand out fucking stickers at the musical.
They're hiring.
They are hiring. The mayor of Minot.
Yeah, all right. Let's not prolong this anymore. Should we get out of here? We had a good one, not a long one, a little bit shorter than you're used to, but if you want to follow us on all social media platforms, you can, just searching No Brains, No Headache. We are the one with the most followers on that platform. It's very easy to find. We got some great content coming out, and it's going to be a real fun summer for us.
Up next, episode 244. Thank you so much for listening.
You're watching Channel 4 News with 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Good evening, San Diego. I'm Veronica Corningstone. Tits McGee is on vacation.
That I'm Tits